Welcome to Lucerne, Switzerland. Here are your top sites. It's the Nationalquai. It's a quay here, as you can see. You can walk, and it's based from a hotel which is here. It's a 5-star hotel called Hotel National. So here on Nationalquai, you can walk all the way down there to the Museum of Transport and back. This is a wonderful walk. You see Musegg, you see the Bürgerstock, and you see as well, have a look, Pilatus. Now, talking about Pilatus, this is definitely another site. The sites don't have to be necessarily within the city, but if you head up to Mt Pilatus and look down, you will have a wonderful view, especially if you can make it at sunrise or at sunset. Oi. And also, if you are here on this walk on Nationalquai, you might see a steamship coming by. Okay, now in Lucerne, the paddle steamers we have here, they're well renovated, they're well taken care of, and they're almost, I would say, the pride of the city. And this is one thing you want to do. You want to go on a cruise on a paddle steamer. There are different lengths of cruises. Some are 5 hours, some are 1 or 2 hours. And what many people do, if they want to go onto Mount Rigi, they go by cruise. So maybe this is your chance to get a paddle steamer then. Another great site tourists visit Lucerne for is the Lion Monument. If we want to know more about the history of the Lion Monument, we've already made a special video about it. And what is also almost a bit more interesting than the Lion Monument is the Glacier Garden, which is just next door. Because Lucerne has once been by the sea level, there is a lot of fossils that can be found, and there were glaciers here as well at some point, and you could see the sheer force they used to carve the stones around here. If you are in Lucerne, you also need to visit the Old Town. We are here at Mühleplatz, which is at one of the entrances to the Old Town. And the Old Town basically is where people used to live before, and obviously we have houses, we have apartments, and we also have squares where merchants from all over central Switzerland came in and sold their goods here. The Old Town in Lucerne is also very much known for its famous murals you see all around. When you walk through the Old Town, I suggest you look up a little bit and you will see certain things. So if you look down and start here, you'll see sneakers. You look up, you have a wonderful good night story. Some of those murals date back a long time, some are a bit newer. Maybe you can tell which ones are which. Because we are here at Mühleplatz, and Mühle means mill, we are very close to Spreuerbrücke, and Spreu in German is the word if you have a wheat grain. It is made of the shell, which is Spreu, and the inside, which is the inside. Okay, so they need to get rid of it, and Spreuerbrücke is the bridge where they were legally allowed to, and not before, not upstream. So welcome to Spreuerbrücke. Spreuerbrücke is basically, when you look at it, just the same. It looks the same as Kapellbrücke, Chapel Bridge, with the only difference is a bit more downstream and is a bit more intimate as well. It's much shorter and there's not as many people on it. Also, there are paintings like on Chapel Bridge, but here they are a bit more dark. Okay, they include death sometimes as well. Now, if this is too dark for you and you need a little bit an outlook and something a bit more bright, just over there we have the entrance to the Musegg wall, and as well one of the cool towers which a road leads through. So we are standing here at the Musegg wall. The Musegg wall was a city wall around the city, and you can get to it if you are in the Old Town and you basically walk up. Or if you happen to stand at the train station, you will see certain towers somewhere on the hill, okay, in the north of the city, and this is where you want to head. The building started about 600 years ago, but as well, same as the Chapel Bridge, which also had sort of a military functions. These towers and the wall also have military functions, but they were a bit outdated for that time already. when you're in Lucerne, you will find a few towers you can go up on, and you will have a wonderful view. This is definitely something you should worth trying. Get on the wall. You can walk on the wall itself, going up, having a great view of the city. And also important to say, having a great view of the city from 1st of April to 1st of November. After the Chapel Bridge. The Chapel Bridge is part of the same installation of the border of the city as is the Musegg wall. So when you walk on the Chapel Bridge, you may notice that things look a bit newer than you would expect. And there's got a simple reason, and that is that about 30 years ago there was a huge fire and almost the entire bridge burned down. So that during that period they couldn't save much of it. A small part of it which is saved, it is rebuilt the same way that it was before. And you think to yourself, why is everything so old in Lucerne? It is not because the architects in Switzerland have no idea on how to do new things. It's just we've got very strict regulations when it comes to new buildings, how they should or shouldn't look like. Sometimes a new building can pop up, such as the KKL is not from back in the days, as you can tell from its architecture, and it's known for two famous things. Number one is, you can see the roof. Okay, it's an engineering marvel that the roof goes out that far and is not supported all this time. And the second one, it has got a very sound engineered concert hall within, and if you get the chance, maybe you can have a cinema movie that is supported with a real orchestra. That's one of the things you can do here. Or if you're into classical music, you know about this place already a long time ago. What's also special is the architecture of it, as you can see. Over here and over here, the building goes out a little bit, as you can see. And because we are next to the lake, the architect thought it would resemble two cruise ships docking here in Lucerne. If you do not see this very much at the moment, over there is a cafe, it's called Lutz. You have a beer and then you come back here, look at it again, and maybe you see it. You will find quite a lot of people at the Chapel Bridge during the day. So how we like to enjoy it when we go is during the evening or during the night when everyone's eating dinner. There you're on your own and you will enjoy it much more. Now you hear some bells in the background maybe. You ask yourself, why hasn't there been a church in all of this series? Lucerne isn't really for churches, isn't really famous for churches, but there is one where we're just standing right now. It's called the Jesuitenkirche, and if you go inside, it's been recently renovated. It looks absolutely stunning. Okay, so here we wrap up our journey through Lucerne with the top sites. We hope you enjoyed it very much, and if you're interested, we've got another video with what we think are 5 common mistakes tourists make when they visit Lucerne.